Supreme day to you, chosen divine beings. It's your girl Oshu Messenger here with another message from the waves. I hope that your day is going well for you and that you are keeping some gratitude in your attitude at this time, divine beings. I wanted to talk a little bit more about shadow work, and today's topic is about identifying patterns and also about triggers and identifying adult trauma. So, this is for divine beings that have gone through the MK Ultra programming. This is for divine beings that have overcome all forms of abuses physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, even monetarily. You guys, this is for those that have been exiled from families, that have been hidden from the world, for those that have had their character defamed, for those that have been going through gang stalking, and especially for those that are generational curse breakers and looking to continue moving forward with shattering those chains, Asheo, and making a change at the same time. So I wanted to talk about identifying patterns today. Shadow work involves delving into the parts of ourselves that we often keep hidden or suppressed. Identifying patterns within this work is crucial for understanding recurring themes or behaviors that may be holding us back from growth or self-actualization. By recognizing these patterns, we can begin to address them and work towards healing and integration. Some examples of patterns in shadow work and what to do about them are self-sabotage, recognizing behaviors or thoughts that undermine our own success or well-being. To address this, practice self-compassion and explore underlying beliefs driving the sabotage. Next is people-pleasing. This one, stems from inner childhood, or actual childhood, I should say, learning how to please our moms and dads and family members. And that was our first vicious cycles as far as that. And so being able to consistently prioritize others' needs over our own, often at the expense of our own happiness. Set boundaries and practice assertiveness to honor your own needs. Next is avoidance, avoiding difficult emotions or situations instead of confronting them. Practice mindfulness and cultivate a willingness to sit with discomfort to facilitate growth. Perfectionism, also one that I used to struggle with a lot, always needing to perfect everything. And that was from having a mother figure who always wanted everything to be perfect, and I was ordered to do everything perfectly or else. And so that stemmed throughout my life with partnerships and being able to deal with people in the world in general. And so perfectionism, sorry, Archangel Michael, you know what to do. Setting impossibly high standards of feeling inadequate when unable to meet them. Practice self-acceptance and embrace imperfection as the human experience. Not everything has to be perfect, you guys, and at the end of the day, none of us are perfect, but we are perfect little miracles from the Most High, you guys, and so we can perfect in that area. Next is fear of failure, paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes or falling short of expectations. Reframe failure as a learning opportunity and celebrate efforts rather than just outcomes. Attachment problems. This is a big one right here. Unhealthy attachment styles that affect relationships, such as codependency or avoidant behavior. It is important to seek therapy to explore attachment wounds and develop healthier relationship dynamics. Identifying these patterns is just the first step. It's important to approach them with curiosity and compassion, understanding that they often stem from past experiences and conditioning. Working through these patterns can lead to a greater self-awareness, emotional resilience, and personal growth. Some questions that you guys can ask yourselves for these identifying patterns is, what do you struggle with most in your life? Is it having to live up to people's standards? Is it not being able to live up to your own standards? Is it not seeing where you're going in this life? Those are kind of questions that you should ask yourself. Next is, what patterns do you see yourself repeating in your life? Or what things are repeating themselves in your life as well? Next, how does it make you feel when a pattern shows up in your life that is unhealthy? It's really important to fine tune your triggers, you guys, and really pay attention to what does set you off and what moments in your current time set you off as well. Next question is, what patterns are you mimicking from your parents? And that is very important. It does start from home. Those childhood behaviors did start then, and a lot of us, unfortunately, we take those patterns out into the real world, and it creates a chaotic world for ourselves. So it's very important to learn how to not mimic a lot of our parents' I would say foundational beliefs, because a lot of those foundational beliefs actually created a chaotic monster within a lot of ourselves. And so now we are here in our time, in this time of our lives, having to correct a lot of that. So pay attention to that. And next, what can you change or do differently to break those patterns? Correct. Especially for you generational curse breakers out there, it's very important to set boundaries with a lot of people, for sure, and set boundaries with yourself to be the advocate for yourself, to break those patterns, and also to continue to keep those chains broken as far as those bondages, you guys. And next, I also wanted to talk about identifying adult trauma and triggers. Understanding adult traumas and triggers is crucial for shadow work, as they often unearth unhealed wounds from our past. Traumas can range from childhood experiences to recent events, shaping our reactions and behaviors in adulthood. Triggers, on the other hand, are stimuli that invoke emotional responses tied to these traumas. Exploring these traumas and triggers through shadow work involves delving into the depths of our subconscious to bring awareness to these unresolved issues, allowing for healing and personal growth. This is a list of some triggers and traumas that I will state that you may have experienced in adolescence or in adulthood. Identifying them is crucial for initiating the healing process. Trauma and triggers are closely linked. Recognizing the triggers associated with trauma is key to understanding your behaviors and reactions. This awareness can alleviate the guilt you may be feeling during adverse reactions. By comprehending the underlying trauma and its triggers, you can start to develop a plan to address it and heal from them. So some of the list of traumas that I have here is death of a parent, death of a sibling, death of a grandparent, death of a family member, death of a pet, death of a friend. Also abandonment by a parent, abandonment by partners, neglect by parent, neglect by partners, physical abuse by parent, physical abuse by partners, mental emotional abuse, there's car accidents, life-threatening injuries, minor injuries, near-death experiences, betrayals by partners, losing a job, financial struggles, homelessness, drug use, alcohol use, poor self-esteem, work-related issues, cancer, disease, mental illness, witnessing a traumatic event. And on the flip side, so those were traumas. And on the flip side, here is some examples of triggers. Could be traffic congestion, loud noises, yelling or raised voices, being interrupted, feeling ignored or dismissed, feeling controlled or manipulated, feeling judged or criticized, feeling abandoned or rejected, experiencing failures or setbacks, witnessing injustice or unfairness, feeling inadequate or not good enough, experiencing loss or separation, feeling overwhelmed or out of control, facing confrontation or conflict, feeling vulnerable or exposed, being judged, and last but not least, being rejected. And so if you paid attention in the traumas list, the first ones that I was listing was death of a parent, death of a sibling, death of a grandparent, death of a family member. And then it went on to abandonment by parent, abandonment by partner. And then it went to neglect by parent, neglect by partner, physical abuse by parent, physical abuse by partner. And so as you see, a lot of the traumas that we went through childhood, they outpoured into a lot of our close relationships and partnerships outside of our children, our childlike homes. And so those traumas actually created triggers for us in little minuscule ways, such as traffic congestion or loud noises or people yelling or raising their voices around. One of those triggers for me is definitely loud noises and yelling and raised voices. When in my adulthood, when people come at me with some bass in their voice, I would say, definitely triggered me back to my childhood wounds from being yelled at and screamed at by my mother figure. And so a lot of the things that I've had to heal as far as karmic relationships as an adult, I definitely had to go back and tune in to the traumas that I went through as a child, because it's just another vicious cycle. And so I just really wanted to just put this out here for you real quick today, you guys. Kind of, I wouldn't say on a whole month fast, but I'm definitely fasting off of the energy of the tarot cards for a spiel. I would say, every few days I might tap into them, but right now I'm kind of just trying to cleanse out from confirmation. confirmation trying to cleanse out some of the karmic energies within the cards at this time, because like I said, it's very important to conserve your energy. And so on another note, for a lot of you newbies that are coming out and just now speaking your voices, as far as what's been going on within your lives, as far as your childhood and things that have recirculated into your adulthood, I do see a lot of tarot readers, and they do go hard to the paint at times, and unfortunately wear out their voices, or they become lagged in state of mind, and or the messages come out sometimes in a cranky manner, I would say. And so it's very important to really go with the ebb and flow and the yin of yang of things, and to be able to stay balanced within that, you guys. And that's not just with, for you messengers on here that get on here every day. That's for anything that you do in your life. There's always got to be a balance, so that you don't overwork yourself, overstimulate yourself, and drain out your energy. And so, yeah, just been taking a little break on that. And fortunately, I do have some new cards coming in the works. And so I'll be able to tap into some other things besides what's going on in karmic land, I would say. So, yeah, I just wanted to, throw that out there for the day, try to get some more insight, I would say, into doing shadow growth work, because it is very important to do that as often as you possibly can, to cancel out those dark memories from your past, so that your future is so much more brighter, you guys. I will, however, pull into the We Are deck, allow ourselves to ask ourselves some more questions, give us some insight about not only ourselves, but also about energies around us and how they move and how their minds work and all that good stuff. So let's see what questions we have for today. Gonna kind of keep it short today, guys. But I thought I would just get on here while a lot of us are in celebratory mode. It is still very important not to become slack-minded, I would say, as far as continuing our shadow work journeys. So let's see. All right, put this one off the floor real quick. And this deck of cards, it is pretty thick. All of my cards decks are pretty thick. So like I said, when the same cards fall out day after day after day, it's definitely confirmation for you guys to pay attention to. First card, we have Shadows. Sorry for the light. This card says, sorry for my nails as well, gotta fix those. I I put on a mask when. A card about the moments when we hide ourselves. Masks aren't always wrong. Sometimes they protect, but it matters to know, am I hiding now or living? Questions we can ask. When do I put on a mask? And in front of whom? Very important questions for a lot of energies out there that still have not been able to put down their mask as far as who they uniquely are. And the next question, what part of myself am I afraid to show? It's okay to be uniquely you, as long as it's in a positive, productive way and in a way that is not going to harm others. Next card, the hidden me. This card says, moments when I truly hear myself, when my voice feels real, and when I long to be heard. In what moments do I hear myself most clearly? What helps me speak from the heart? When do I feel the need to be the center of attention? That one falls out a lot, especially, when relating to karmic energies, for they definitely are attention seekers, and they definitely do hide a lot of parts of them that they don't want the world to see, and also that they don't see in themselves. So, and that doesn't just go for karmics, that goes for everybody, you guys. It's about fine-tuning yourself, being able to use that key, I would say, and being able to open the treasure chest of yourself. Very important to do. Next card we have the Seeker. This one falls out a lot. A card about inner resilience, about choosing yourself even when the wind blows in your face. Believe in yourself is a compass that leads you through doubt. What do I believe in even when I doubt? What does my confidence look like? What helps me not to give up? I've shared what helps me not to give up, and that's definitely what I've been able to overcome and get through. Because I don't want anybody to, at the end of the day, feel a lot of things that I felt or gone through. And so that inner resilience, it definitely gives me the push to help others to be resilient. Next card. Boundaries. For sure, for sure. This is the space of defining personal boundaries. Here lies the line between mine and not mine. It's about clarity, dignity, and choice. It's also about the space around you where no one enters without consent, where there is distance that lets you breathe. Hold your shape, remain yourself. Very important to keep those boundaries up at this time. A lot of us are either freshly have given up on everybody, and some of you a little bit more seasons with that. But for you new ones out there, definitely hold true and strong to your boundaries, and don't let anybody enter your energetic force field without your permission. A lot of people are stingy over our own energy, and it's our own energy. It was never for them in the first place. So hold true to that and hold sturdy to your boundaries. Next card, memory. I let myself soften. This card is about allowing yourself to soften, about releasing control and relaxing into self-trust. Questions you can ask: what can I let go of today? That's people, places, and things. And can I trust softness instead of control? A lot of us, especially I would say for divine feminines, we had to get to the place where we had to be the masculine energy and the divine feminine energy. And for a lot of us divine feminines at this time, especially after awakening first before the divine masculines, I would say, now that they have awakened or are awakening, we're able to relax a little bit more and to be more in our feminine energy. So hold on to that divine feminine. I know it's rough out there, especially for you single parent ladies out there. But just know that your divine counterpart partnerships are coming in if you should so choose to want, and that a lot of that masculine energy you will be able to release and let go of. Ashe. Says the fire within, a card about inspiration and inner fire. It rewards not speed but rhythm, one's own pace and direction. As a confirmation as earlier, as focusing on the ebb and flow of balance. What sets my energy on fire? What action ignites me? Next card, I am real. It's holding that mask. Chaos is sacred. A card about mess as potential. Sometimes chaos isn't a mistake, it's a phase. It doesn't have to feel easy, but it's alive. It's the wild stage of growth. What in my life feels chaotic, but might still be forming? Where am I trying to control what simply needs to be lived through? Those are really good questions, especially for those of you out there that might be coming out of Karmicville and are coming into the realness of yourself. It's very good to pay attention to, the fact that you are still forming, being able to uniquely be you. And for a lot of y'all out there, coming out and being uniquely you, it definitely can cause a lot of chaos. But like I said, it's not a mistake, it's a phase. And it's definitely not easy, but it is alive, and so are you. So continue to just keep growing, you guys. Next card. I numb myself. Fog. Intimacy is the permission to be yourself next to another. It's trust, bodily presence, and contact without armor. Do I feel tenderness and mutuality? What do I miss in physical contact with loved ones? How do I allow myself to be open? Ooh, those are some hard ones right there, especially when it comes to those of you that have left behind family and close friends and partnerships. A lot of y'all might be needing a hug at this time, a little bit of tenderness. I definitely do understand that. But until then, how, like I said, do you allow yourself to be open? Be open to you. Give yourself those hugs. Give yourself that encouragement. And also let the universe give you those moments of warm presence, I would say. There's always hidden gems out there for you to find as far as the universe showing its love to you. So I know a lot of y'all do miss the physical contact. I went through a lot of years of feeling that before I even got out of this last abusive relationship, just wanting to, feel loved by so-called family and so-called friends that turned into frenemies. But at the end of the day, still have myself, and I can still give myself a hug. And so I shall for that. So just take the good with the bad, you guys, and learn how to be in intimacy with yourself until the intimacy from divine partnerships comes to you. Next card, choice. I have a plan. A card about inner structure, clarity, and readiness to plan. It's not about action for action's sake, but about wisely directed energy. So true. What gives me sense of structure and order? What structure helps me move forward? What is my next considered step? Very important to stay within the sturdy structure of yourselves and to always be able to take those actions for yourself so that the actions can outpour into whatever your next steps may be. I shall always have that plan. Next card, intuition. Intuition is not logic or proof. It's a whisper within, leading to truth, even when unheard, and knowing that already lives inside me. Do I trust my subconscious? And what intuitive knowing do I feel, even if I can't explain it? That's another one that fell out the other day. A lot of us had to definitely use our intuition as far as getting out of toxicities and all forms of the lees, as I would say. Definitely having to rely on our third eye, knowing that we know what we know, even though there was a lot of the times no physical proof. And so for those of you, like I said, out there that are coming out of those toxic situations, keep tuning into that third eye, keep tuning into those gut feelings, because they will save your life for a lot of y'all out there that are in super psychotic, tumultuous, abusive situations. Okay. Next card, intimacy. I apologize to my body. This card is about bodily guilt and forgiveness for neglect, shame, self-criticism, and about beginning to treat yourself with care. So true. Continue to do so. Do I treat my body with respect and care? What would I like to apologize to my body for? Very individualized personal questions to ask yourselves at this time, you guys, for only you know what you've been through. And as you apologize to yourself, do not feel bad for the things that you have gone through or for the things that people have done to you, for they have all summed you up and formed you into the magnetic being that you are today. So take those bad times and bad situations and allow them to, at the end of the day, be intimate with yourself first and foremost, so that when you do have those counterparts and passionate pursuits in the future come towards you, you will know how to handle those situations, Ashiel, and also be able to enjoy them and appreciate them. Next card, I hear myself win. The hidden me. We all have parts we haven't revealed yet, talents, desires, shadows, waiting for their time. This card is about accepting myself as not yet complete, about the space that opens gradually. Questions you can ask yourself: what part of me do I keep away from the world? And what in me is waiting to be seen? I love that second question for all of us, because a lot of us do have a lot that is going to be seen. Next card, the fire within, the rising phoenix. The Seeker, a card about mindful exploration, about the ability to observe, notice details, catch the invisible, like I said earlier, to seek deeper. What am I researching right now in my life? What small things might give me answers? Where do I need to be more attentive in my life? Continue to not only be seekers of your outside world, definitely continue to be seekers within your own self. Ashel. Next card, who I want to be. I can start with a card about beginnings. Even if the path is long, you can start small. Sometimes one step changes everything. That is so true. Little steps, you guys, can become big outcomes. What can I start with right now? What is my first step, even if it's tiny? And what already is in my hands? Literally in my hands. It just takes something small, something little, and it can turn into something very, very, very creative that is that will allow you to help change the world in a positive way. I pause when led by dream. This card is about dreaminess, imagination, and inspiration, about those inner visions that lead us forward. What dream leads me? Do I allow myself to dream, or do I suppress? Definitely don't suppress those visionings that you have for yourself here in the future, and always allow your inner child imagination to help guide you along with those. And what images from my childhood dreams are still alive? Confirmation. Allow yourself to take those inner childhood wounds and turn those inner childhood dreams into reality, you guys. I can start with last card. Follow the fear. Card about that moment when we approach fear. Sometimes it's an invitation to look deeper, not always a sign to stop. What causes fear in me and why? What am I avoiding even though something is calling me? And what's really behind the fear? Very important questions. Can't move forward if we don't look back into our past traumas and our past fears, and also our current fears, and allow those current fears to literally be a push for you to get out there and go and pursue what you want to do. It's all about you guys at this time. It's not about anybody else at this moment, especially after coming out of the battlefield of not just people, but the battlefield of the mind, for that's something that we have to fight with every day throughout the day. So fine tune yourselves, you guys, and just keep moving forward within your own ebb and flow. Go ahead and pull some spiritual messages before I get off here. Pull 5 or 6. First card. Self-awareness is the key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most. Do that today. Next card. You are feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the very seemingly contradictory information that are coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself. Sorry, I can't see. And the direction you want your life to take. Next spiritual message is look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Instead, focus everything you have achieved so far on everything you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. So true. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. If your mindset is fixed, try to free yourself from that. Rise above it. Don't place limitations on what you think you can achieve. Don't stand in your own way. Allow yourself to flourish in all ways. Welcome abundance in all forms into your life. Ashe. Don't place limits upon yourself. You are an infinite being with unlimited potential. You can have and be anything you want. Don't hold yourself back or allow anyone else to. This is your life. Like I said, live your truth and remain heart-centered at all times. And last, have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. And it's not only an inspiration for others, but definitely a lot of our resilience. It can offend karmic energies, and they would love to try and tear you down back into that hidden self of yourself. So do not let them do that to you. Keep being inspired. Keep being an inspiration to yourself and also for others. As I always say, I hope that something that I said today can resonate with you guys, something that you can meditate on and really go within your inner selves to meditate on, and continue to not only keep speaking up for yourselves, but also allow yourself to reach your hand back for those behind you that have not found their inner strength as far as speaking up for themselves, or also being able to protect themselves at this time. Also keep standing up for God's chosen divine babies. That would be the innocent ones, the infants, the youth, elderly, definitely the disabled, those that are not able to fend for themselves, I would say. Keep moving forward, keep staying in your own ebb and flow, keep refreshing your waters, and keep letting things go from your past so that you can move forward into your future destinations, you guys. I love you, and I will see you on the next one.